Okay, here we are outside with Myth standing behind me, closer to you, and further away is Dom. These are the two horses that were in the way of the horse competition in Melbourne. The one next to me is the one that I was starting in the competition, and he's with me to carry on working with. And the other one, Dom, wasn't sold after the competition, so we've taken him on to see how he goes. So since they've both been here, all we've done is taken the feed out and feed them every morning. I haven't caught either of them, so you'll get to see how they behave with me from the first catching since they've been here all the way through to the riding. So I'm going to come in the yard with this horse and see if he'll allow me to catch him, and it'll be just interesting to see how the two of them work out. So we'll get started. At the competition, this horse took me the whole of the first session, which was an hour basically, just to be able to pat him on the head. I actually had to throw a rope on him to control him. So today will be the first time for me that I've caught him, if I do catch him, since that day. So I'm going to try and start with this drive line thing. Can I touch him somewhere? So cut off his escape routes. And if he looks at me like this, just leave him alone for a minute. We have plenty of time, so I don't want to rush this and actually work in a way that you couldn't copy. I'd like you to be able to copy what you see. If you have a horse that is a little defensive about being touched or handled. These two horses actually hadn't been halter broken at all before the competition, so we had about an hour the first day and then just over an hour the second day to have them ready to do a little skills test where we had to ride them through an obstacle course. We'll put the link on the video somewhere so you can have a look if you haven't seen the competition on YouTube. I'm just going backwards and forwards with this horse now. Yeah, you see, he's looking for a way to escape. Just try and cut off his roots a little. My plan is if I can get the rope around his neck first, then I'll worry about getting the halter over his nose. This is a great angle if he can just stay here with me. I'm going to try and drift with him there and just play this little game of, can I just rub you here? Can I get close enough to get this rope underneath? Can I drift back with you there? I don't really want you turning, but he might. He's going to. I'll just try and keep him closer to this end so we can film it. Yeah. Come on, you're okay. You're okay, mate. Rub him again on the wither here. One side's okay, but two sides he gets to see you out of both eyes at once. And that's a big deal for a horse to tolerate that. You're going to go through there and I'll just rub you here, go with you, see if we can get you to stand there. Maybe you'll get a bit more comfort here having his other horse on the other side of the fence there. I'm just going to come up here and see if I can just reach under. And I've got that round him now. It doesn't mean I can control him. But no, he's gone again. I'll just keep him busy now he's leaving. When he's looking at me at all, take the pressure off him. Good, I can get up to the camera again. Working these angles again so that I don't just have him swing to the right and leave. I might see if you let, there, you see, he was going to swing around and run past me. There we go. All about trust. If he has to leave and I haven't got the halter on, I'm just going to let him go because there's no way I can hold him with just that around his neck. Give him a rub. He doesn't see any value in being around humans much. There we go. There we go. Give him a scratch on his chest. See if I can find a place that he would like me to rub. Drift with him there. Try and find this place there. Like, he could knock me out of the way fairly easy if he has to, but I'll try to have him not do that. Oh, he goes. Push him through here. Take the pressure off him. That's what happened on that first hour. It looked to start with like he might decide to be with me, and then he changed his mind. I had to get a rope on him. I might still have to get a rope on him in here. It'll be rather interesting because I went really slow with him. It appeared to everybody like he was a really easy horse to get along with. But he hasn't got a lot of trust. And in that day with all those people, 5,000 people watching, he was looking for somewhere to be comfortable. And right now all he has is horses around him. He hasn't got that worry of all those people, so he'd probably rather escape to one of those guys than find a human to be with. His nose is already tipped to the right. It looks like there's no way that I could get that on there without him leaving. Yeah, if he'll let me rub him. So that's different from touching his face. Get in this place again. You're gonna let me come here, give him a scratch. Yeah, get that halter up a little bit. I've got the rope around his neck, but he could still leave really easily. Be great if he'd let me rub him there and get that higher. So set that up. Hopefully the nose will come through there. I've got it on the nose. There we go. Got hold of his nose a little. Rather than, normally I tip his nose back towards me, but I don't want to do anything to worry him right now and have him leave. So now I've got the knot done a little ways. In fact, he wants to drift away. Why don't I just allow him to move his feet in that direction? Rather than pull him back towards me. Okay, so that's the first time I've caught him since I saw him in Melbourne. And I've been feeding him every morning, and he enjoys his food, so he's coming up as he sees me approach for food, but that doesn't mean he trusts me. It just means he likes the food. So I'm going to give him a rub everywhere and just see if I can, when he goes to leave, just bring him back and then release that. Give that a rub. We'll work out how long it took to catch him, and then once I'm happy that he's not trying to leave me, see that he was going to leave again, then we'll let him go and we'll work with the other guy for a minute and see how hard it is to catch that one. He's going to leave, so I'm just going to let him run into that fairly hard and go, really, you don't need to leave me. There we go. Rub. I could just get to rub, let's say I'd like to get them so I can rub all of them down to their hooves and not have them trying to leave me before I let them go. Yeah, so under his belly, under the girth area, that's a good little test anyway. So we'll use this footage for teaching people how to start horses, and that's one of the areas anyway under there that you can just check with your hand and have a good idea of whether you're going to have a lot of trouble girthing your saddle up. And change sides, see how he goes in this right eye. He was rather bothered about this hind leg on this side at the competition. I doubt whether that's changed completely already, but we'll just see if he's going to allow me to come down it. Yeah, that's better. Over the rump and down there to the ground. I don't want to pick it up, I just want to rub it. I'll just see if I can walk away and have that nose follow. Then if I could influence the hindquarters without pulling on his head, just by changing where I'm standing, and bring the nose towards me and he follows me, that'd be a place I'm going to let him go as long as he doesn't try and leave me in the process. So I'll untie this. We'll see if when it's hanging there, if I can't draw his nose this way and have it fall off his head and walk away from him rather than have him leave. That's interesting. He's got a lot more space than he had the last time I dealt with him. He had a 50-foot round yard to work in. He's got a lot more options here. So we'll stop that. I stop the camera for a moment. Okay, we're up with Dom now. He's the one that Chad Brady had at the competition, so he's here to see if we can get a home for him. So any of you guys want to contact me as you see him going and would like this horse, please get in touch with us. Okay, so I'll get in now and we'll see how Dom responds to the efforts. Again, he's the same as Myth since he's been here. We've just been feeding him. He seems more food orientated, like he'll stick his head right in the bag and almost knock it out of your hands to try and get something to eat. So also he's a little, I think a bit more jumpy. He seems to look around more while he's eating, like in case something tries to eat him. But there we go. Good boy. So there we go. So drift with him, get that up over his nose a little, rub that on there, put that on. I suspected he would be a lot easier, but you never know. I didn't think Myth would be quite that defensive either, but he is. So we've got this one caught. See what he tolerates. He's more curious. He wants to check me out. Maybe I've got some food somewhere. Give that a rub. If I rub with the hair there, I might be able to go straight over those ears and down the neck without him hardly noticing what I'm doing. He just feels different. He's sort of more curious at the moment. There we go, down there, along the back. And the leg. He's reaching around sniffing me. He might even have a play with me. He's got that sort of curiosity where he may chew on me. At this stage I don't want to be bitten fairly hard, but I wouldn't frighten him because he did it. I'd just try and discourage him from getting a good hold of me. Give him a rub under here. Check the girth area. See how he feels about that. He doesn't feel too bad. Moving his feet a little. I've got him bent towards me so the hind drifts away. And even if I got that rope over my elbow while I'm doing something, I'll swap for this side. I like to have both hands to work, but I need to be able to reach really fast for that rope if I need it. So really be careful, don't set yourself up. This is doubled over, but it'll feed all the way off and fall. So don't sort of ever get some loops of rope and put your hand through there. I know some people do it and they don't think much about it. It's okay with your good quiet horse, but that's a bad habit to learn, and even with your quiet one day you might get spooked by something. There, so I've got a hold of that, reaching down the hip this side, down to the ground, down there to the ground, under the belly. Give him a rub. So he's already a little better than Myth over there. So if I spend the same amount of time on both horses, this one's probably going to be miles in front, so we might just get them to the same place rather than spend the same amount of time. And then, you know, that's curiosity. If I let him go, I don't feel that he's going to run away from me. He's not going to try and get away. So I'll tip the nose towards me a little. Let the nose fall out. Give him a rub. Yeah, he's happy to stay. So we'll leave him at that. And the next session we might actually catch them easier. If we can catch them any easier, we'll get out of here and start working in a bigger area. But firstly, I want to work on them both until I can catch them as soon as I come in. I don't have to chase them around the yard. Okay, well, session 1. Please join us again for the next session.